In the game number 1 of Team Sexy versus Sibe, we saw a very good laning stage for Sibe. And the continuation of this story, well, it wasn't that great for Sibe in the end, because in 30 minutes they lost the game, and it looked easy for Team Sexy once they got their item timings to work out. With that being said, Team Sibe have currently played 9 maps and they have lost all 9 of those. Will anything change in this one? We are all hoping for them at least to give up some kind of a battle, but for now it doesn't seem very much possible, right? Just maybe I'm getting a little bit too pessimistic, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they need to do. Thing is that they're not using heroes that are having a good laning stage to make plays. It is their support that are making plays and their mid laner, right? And it's happening every single game. Their side laners are just playing the side lanes. They don't contribute at all. Nesfir did contribute early on to some tower pushes, but that's it. So let's see. Let's see if game number 2 is going to be any different. Will they find a way to make Klasno Kruto work out, to work between the different heroes, to get their cores together in the early mid game, in the mid game, to really pack a punch, to really strike back at their enemies and show that they deserve a spot here at the Eastern European DPC Division 2. Of course, they cannot go to Division 1 any longer. They're already 0-4. They're probably going to be 0-5 after this one, but we are hoping they can at least take a game or get close to it. We will have a draft on our hands. Sibe are now going to be on the Radiant side. Team Sexy are going to be on the Dire this time around, so we'll see if that actually changes anything. Radiant side here in Division 2 has been looking better so far. It has 60% win rate, now even more after that previous map.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, with that being said, let's look at it. Sibe, they ban out the Medusa. They're like, we don't want to be playing versus that one till the end, looking at them with pride, right? Imagine you're playing a position 5 Medusa and they just ban battle. Of course, they're not banning it out because of the position 5. They're banning it out because of the flexibility the Team Sexy have shown previously. But the Pango will come out, and considering that you're putting so much emphasis on your mid laner making play, the Pango is probably the best one to do it with. Ember is usually considered a counter to it in lane. The Storm does well as well too, and those are the heroes that are currently being played. So I wouldn't be surprised if Team Sexy go for like Pugna Storm here. If they do that, they're gonna eat the silencers to the face. But considering that they're playing faster, they might be okay going that route. They will take a Beastmaster, which is somewhat of a counter to the Pango as well. You can roar him during the Rolling Thunder, and they go for the bat again. The flexibility of the bat just makes the hero so freaking good. I'm a bigger fan of it in the support role. I think the changes to his spells benefit the support role a lot more in general, but
10 seconds remaining.
it was shown that Mirage can perform it at a pretty decent level as well. So I see no reason why you wouldn't feel confident giving him the hero once again. Sibe,
Radiant team ban.
they will respond pretty quickly. They go for the Chen. So this is going to be the second Chen that we see here in the Eastern European DPC Division 2. The other one was played by Soneko, and Soneko absolutely demolished his enemies. It was Sibe on the receiving end of that. Let me check if there was any other Chens, but I'm pretty sure that was the only one. Oh, there were 2 Chens. I want to see who played the other one. Let's think, who played the other Chen? Either way, like, moving from tower to tower is going to be quite big. Navi played it versus Navi Jr. Okay, so it wasn't Sibe. Not sure who is it going to be on their side that's going to be playing it. Will it be Asdacor? Will it be Velor? I kind of believe it will be Asdacor, but we'll see. Overall, both Navi and actually Navi versus Navi Jr., they barely won with the Chen. Whereas, well, if you guys did watch Storm versus Sibe, it was such a methodical game coming out from Soneko, leading everybody with his army of units, it was actually hard to watch because Sibe were so lost. So now they are gonna have probably a mid laner that can constantly fight, and they have a support that can push towers and just make moves. Considering the way that they have been playing, the one dimension that they had to the approach of the mid game with who actually makes plays, these two heroes work really well. So I'm hoping that they'll be able to make it work, though it's not even it's not really 100% certain. They ban out the Ember, they ban out the Clinks. Clinks hasn't been that popular, but it seems like Team Sexy have shown Sibe that it can be an annoying guy to deal with. It really was a problem. Like, if you remember the laning stage, the Tar Bomb gets dropped down, then you have the Silken Bola, and the hero is not moving, right? He is literally just crawling on the ground, waiting to be slain. It was insane, and we know that the Broodmother is the best crawler, so she will always come out ahead there.
10 seconds remaining.
The Monkey King gets banned out.
Remaining.
Okay. I mean, no surprise there. The hero is looking great, and it's one of 9 classes' best heroes. If there's somebody who would want to play a position 5 monkey nowadays, it's probably him, because he has been amazing on that one in the previous tour. In this one, I have not seen him play it, but a carry monkey is also a big deal, especially in terms of defending towers. You want to have some teamfight heroes, and Pango hates playing versus the monkey because you're rolling through the Wukong's managers, just being slapped by all the monkey warriors all over and over again.
10 seconds remaining.
Of pain ban, giving us a little bit of an illusion that this might be a bad mid. Might be still, but we'll find out fairly soon. Once Team Sexy continues to reveal their heroes, I do believe now is going to be a support pick no matter what. You could go for the Enchantress to kind of counter the Chen, to have some kind of a response to it, if you do want to take that route.
Radiant team pick.
And it's gonna be a Coddle, so it won't be an Enchantress, but it will be the Keeper. The Jugger comes out. I mean, I like it versus these 3 heroes. Beastmaster can be somewhat annoying, but the Juggernaut, he likes to have support that allows him to murder people in the lane. If they would switch this Chen to a 4, get like a Lich now, I'd be cool with that. Really, I'd be cool with that. Though I think they picked up the Chen to annoy the Beastmaster, so I'm hesitant on it. I think what Sibe are gunning for right now is going from tower to tower, and actually the Jugger contributing in terms of healing ward as well. This is a similar type of lineup that Storm used versus them. They also played a Pango, Jugger, and the Chen. They did play a Doom instead of the Bounty Hunter. That's something.
10 seconds remaining.
The thing is, are they able to pull it off? I like it. I feel like this lineup actually makes a lot of sense here on Sibe. Jugger might not be a murderer in this one, but he's going to be contributing by the healing ward pushes. And that is great. Because Team Sexy, they don't have good things to kill the healing ward. They don't have that Storm jumps in, jumps out, or whatever. They do have a Storm that jumps in and jumps out and whatever, because they're gonna be picking it right now. It's not gonna be a Pugna Storm, but it will be a Coddle Storm that comes out. In terms of lockdown, there's literally nothing of it. You have the Rolling Thunder stun, and you have the Bounty Hunter stun from the walk. That's it. So I love the Storm pick. I think it's amazing. I think though there is a downside to it, and that is if Sibe gets together, if they hit their stride with the Chen, the Storm isn't going to be able to do much, right? You jump in, but what then? You won't be able to kill them. The Chen keeps everybody alive. The ward keeps everybody alive. You jump out, you lost all of your mana, and the tower is gone, let's say.
Team ban.
So in that regard, I do not like the Storm. But the fact that he's probably going to be laning versus the Pango, the fact that he's probably going to be winning that lane, gives me confidence that he will be a nuisance to everybody, right? So Team Sexy, they just need to be fast on responding to whatever CB wants to do. CB pushing, sure.
Remaining.
Illuminate there. Try to fight on the other side of the map. Apply pressure, force TPs, back out. That's what you do. Every single time CB get together, you try to make something happen on the other side of the map. And that's what you do over and over and over again. So, in my mind, this should be a relatively faster paced game. Once the laning stage does come to an end, of course. They banned out the SF, so now they're thinking, okay, a smart move from Sebe would be to pick a mid laner versus the Storm. I agree. Pango isn't going to be doing well. Klasto Kruto plays a good Pango. Get something else. Get something else that's going to be able to deal with the Storm. Make sure the Storm doesn't have a good lane. Storm doesn't have a good lane in this kind of a lineup. Or against this kind of a lineup, he might not have a good game. You don't have lockdown for him. If the Storm gets a good game, if he has a ton of items, he will crush you. But you don't have to let him get to that point. And you don't necessarily need to kill him. You just need to apply enough pressure to win against the phase as well. And he is not going to be able to get the amount of farm that he necessarily needs to be jumping into 5 heroes, still getting a kill and getting himself out. So Sibe, what's it gonna be? Do they pick a mid laner or do they pick an off laner? Could be an offlane bounty still. So they will be revealing everything now before Team Sexy give us their last pick. Slark is still in the pool as well. So it's gonna be an offlane Visage. You did need some auras. Okay, the 5-man of Sibe is gonna be amazing, right? We haven't seen much of it, but I would pick a Bristleback here. Like, Bristleback demolishes the Visage. You are not that great versus the Juggernaut. But, sorry about that, guys. It's a pen. Need something to hold in your hands. Right, and I think he would be able to stand his ground here in this one. They'll go for the Morphling, yeah. I'm just here hoping that the old Dota returns, when we're gonna have counter picks, when something interesting is gonna be happening in terms of drafting. Like, ooh, we didn't expect that. Well, Morphling, this hero is always gonna be expected. You do not die to the Visage in the lane. That's pretty good, because Visage can be a big issue. Visage laning versus the Batrider though could be an issue for him. You don't have the Grave Chill and you cannot get away from the Bat. You could easily go down. I like Sibe's draft, but this draft needs a lot of coordination, movement, and togetherness in the early mid game. They haven't showed that thus far in the tournament, so I just cannot believe in them. I'm sorry to say it. Usually I have my faith when somebody comes up with a good draft. This is a really cool draft. It has an idea behind it. Its 5-man is great, but a couple of mistakes and you're gone. And Sibe, they have been making more than a couple in the games that we have been watching them. On the other hand, Team Sexy, well, their ability to push out is not great, but their ability to cut the waves is actually quite nice. Batrider, Storm, and the Morphling, right? Even the Coddle is pretty fast, and he can run behind the creep wave, use the Illuminator or whatever. And I think those kind of approaches, if you feel that you're losing, could slow things down enough for you to get into a good position with the Morphling, with the Storm, and actually be able to win the game, right? So it does, to me, Team Sexy, they have a way to deal, their lineup has a way to deal with the hard push either way. I'm thinking that the Beastmaster this time around goes for the Crimson Guard. I would not mind for him to even rush it. Sometimes you see Vanguard, Aghanim Scepter, then Crimson Guard. I think in this game in particular, if Nefrit goes for a straight up Crimson Guard, I'd be like, good job, bro. It looks like a really good item here. And that could be something that literally does give you the strength to fight your enemies. With that being said, we still need to get into the game to really find out what's going to happen, because we can just all be speculating here. But before that, word from our sponsors.
Bets on esports, bets on streamers, impressive bonus system. Welcome bonus up to $600, cashback, artifacts, regular promotions, daily giveaways. Try yourself as a bookmaker. Great lines. EGB.com, more than just a bookmaker.
And here we are in game number 2 of Sibe versus Team Sexy. This is our first best of 3 of the day, and this is gonna be a 3 best of 3 day here at the Eastern European DPC Division 2. We only have 3 of those. This is the second one, so even Division 2 is slowly but surely coming to an end. These 3 weeks usually do pass really, really fast. Let's see how the teams are gonna approach. I think Team Sexy here, they shouldn't fight for the runes, right? Just if you see the enemies, get away. There's gonna be a soul assumption, and it will hurt. It will hurt like hell, and you will lose a hero. Let's see if
30 seconds
they're
to
gonna
battle.
be taking that to heart. They're gonna be listening. Of course, they cannot hear us. This sometimes feels weird when teams engage on a Visage. On level 1, the soul assumption is too strong of a spell. Valor. Invis.
The battle
Enemies.
begins.
Steal the bounty. And he will be able to. That's 4 runes for Sibe. You don't get the first blood, but doesn't get much better than this. We talked about the Storm needing a good time. The Pango usually suffers versus the Storm with 4 runes. Erase should be getting his bottle in a better timing than the Storm. Pretty big, pretty big. That is the strength of the Visage, and when you know that there is a hero like that, you always have to be careful. And also Valor, really good users there. Blinding Light, they're coming over. Blood Grenade as well. Klasno Kruto very much dead here. He will turn around with Soul Assumption, but actually, they might lose 9 class. 2 versus 3, no problem. We're still gonna take one of you down. That's a nice turnaround there. The Visage barely died before 9 class. That Soul Assumption really does pack a punch. Also the Bounty Hunter, you know, there is no push over 60 damage per hit, and having an Orb of Venom, that's up. Nefrit, the wave did get pushed towards him. Nesphere uses the spin there. He's gonna get a Blinding Light onto him, and okay, not a single tower shot. But Nefrit, despite all that, despite him starting off alone, is still quite okay in terms of CS, so very nicely done. And that's Sphere and that's the core. It just goes to show Chen level 1 is not that big of an issue, right? You have a Penitent, so no, like what is he gonna do about it? Mid lane, Pango versus the Storm. We'll see how well this one looks for them. Jesu, low, but he'll be fine. Continue spamming out those adaptive strikes. Juggernaut has to skill up the healing ward. The thing is, you're playing versus a Coddle. He's a very speedy guy, so if you use the healing ward, there's a good chance he's gonna be able to run towards it and just get the extra gold from it.
Dire's courier has been
Very
killed.
nice ward takedown there from the Chen. He does have another sentry to block the camp if need be. He's just making sure the Team Sexy have nothing to pull. Looking at the start of the laning phase, Team Sexy doing well for themselves. Every lane is farming relatively well. As the side of Sibe, they're not falling behind significantly, and that is important for now. If you go relatively even in the laning stage here for Sibe, that should be good enough for you to go with the early game aggression that you really need with this kind of a lineup. Oh, Valor coming over mid. Raj, he's not an easy target. They will go for him. Stand his ground. The Remnants, they heard there's gonna be another stun from Valor, but he will be getting into the tower as now it's actually gonna be the Bounty that's in trouble. A couple of more hits from the Storm, and the Fairy Fire will be keeping the Bounty Hunter alive there. He waited to see if the Storm will be placing down a Remnant for the Overlord charge, and he did. Raj did use up that mana. This leaves Klasno Kruto alone, which is immediately gonna be meaning action for these 2 heroes on top. In the end, they do not bring him down, but they will be threatening his life quite a lot. well, so won't die just yet. Till the end, he didn't know that the bounty was back, but he is here until the end. He already died once in this lane, and he will be dying again. Fairy Fire keeps him alive for a second longer, as Velor, he will be taking his head back as his bounty. Very nice. Looking at the net worth, I mean, it's only the start, so it's not really that big of a deal. Everybody is relatively equal, even, close. Where you want to put it. As the water runes split evenly between the mid laners. Crit? Needs to be careful. There's gonna be a slow immediate TP out. He understands. He understands that this is gonna be ending in him going down just to make sure he gets out of there alive. When you have the purge creep there, the satyr is not a mind stealer. The tormentor is the big guy. It's banisher. Yep, that's the one. Oh, yeah, now they found the coddle. That satyr banisher with the purge is a big deal. In the mid lane, storm. That's a kill. Pre-level 6. That's a problem. That is a huge issue, as the wave is coming to the tower as well. So that's going to be a full wave that the Pango loses to, meaning that his level 6 is going to be delayed even further. Velor comes over, but yeah, you're going to get the extra experience. What about your mid laner? That's the biggest problem. Storm, we already talked about him not being a hero that you want to pop off in this game. You don't want this guy to be strong. He is gonna be strong. With this kind of a start, there is a good chance that he's gonna be super strong.
Structures are fortified.
Top lane, Clasto Kruto lives, will be fine. 6 wand charges. If the battery had gotten on top of him, wouldn't have helped him survive.
Is under attack.
So the Visage gets out. As
Dire's middle tower
Team Sexy.
is under attack.
They're not even ahead. Their supports are very underfarmed. The Flame Break there, they'll have luck either way. It will be a rune on the bottom lane, and the DD, to be exact, as Mirage. He's level 6, and he wants to use it. He wants to use it now. It seems like Sibe are aware. There are some pings coming out. There's a ward here. There's a ward here. They know you're coming. That is so true. Be able to avoid that one if they do place down a sentry in a good position. A 7 Jesu, they want him dead. He does have a raindrop. He'll be fine. Without it, he maybe would have lost his life, but he'll be fine as Mirage. Now he just goes on to erase. They care about him all that much. Did they ward the ward? Not yet, but they do get the kill. Visage super low as well. Still, the end is sleeping to the bottom lane. They're trying to get this tower. They're trying to make sure that Nefri doesn't have a good time. Makes sense. And the Chen is stealing a wisdom rune. So nicely done. Again, Sebe on the 7-minute bounties are going to be able to pick them up. It seems like their understanding of the laning stage is quite good, right? What they need to do, which is very important for this team, considering that the rest of the game they're having issues. But the good understanding of the laning phase still hasn't landed them a victory. Storm is rotating. Yeah, needs some mana from the Coddle, who's coming over to give him the chakra, and we'll do just that. So now is the idea is to help the Beastmaster a bit. They've only made stacks in the triangle for the Beast. We'll see how well they can protect those. Once the Chen gets more creeps, that's when you start going with the pushes. But for now, he's farming his stacks here in the triangle. The Flame Break will stop the Rolling Thunder that wants to come out immediately. He will get it out in the end. The 9 class is not looking like he will be living long enough. Velor finishes him off there, and the Rolling Thunder should stop fairly soon. Velor is looking very much dead, but with all of his teammates in the vicinity, not going to be happening. The Storm comes over to finish him off, but he doesn't have the mana. He's put himself in such a bad position. Mirage, what the hell were you thinking? He does have enough mana to get away from the spin, and the Juggernaut doesn't have the Omni Slurf, but they have the slows. Mirage gets his mana back to his round, and now zips away. Okay, he used that Remnant. That's definitely going to hurt. Erase. Blinded. He's definitely going to try for that Swashbuckle, and he connects it, but it will not be enough. Ooh, Mirage that added armor definitely helps him, but now the Pangolier in a lot of trouble. He gets the double shield crash. That's definitely going to be nice. Let's see if it will be enough for him to run himself away, and he does have the HP, the mana, and the mobility necessary to get into a safe position. Next item on the menu, gonna be a diffuser. Pango is just such a tough hero to play against. Like, you crush him in a lane and he's still doing so much damage in fights. Very hard to kill. Mobile, strong. The only way that you're really gonna kill him. Oh, Velor going for 9 class. The Jugger is here as well. Nice push back, and the Storm jumps in. Velor this time around, he's not gonna be getting out this one alive. They want to kill. Actually, Velor is getting out alive, but the Juggernaut won't. They did kill the Healing Ward and its maker as well. There's one guy left. That's you, Velor. Yeah, we were right. He's not going to be living through this one as Mirage gets himself a double kill. He survived barely earlier, and now he's on a mega kill. The Storm is bringing one. Sibe, they're going to be needing some better clothes to stay in it. There was a spike there for a second for Team Sexy. Fine for them. Message was dropping low. Morphling is definitely not a hero you want to be messing with. We really haven't looked at the top lane for quite some time. Plus, Kruto is gonna be going for a Vlad's. Okay, interesting. I guess what's the better item that you're gonna get? I don't really know.
Radiant's middle tower.
The Beastmaster is going straight for an Aghanim Scepter. Not gonna be a Vanguard, not gonna be a Crimson Guard, straight up Ags. Morphling goes in. Cluster Kuto has enough to survive there. Velor comes over. 7 Jesu stuns him. He will be taking some money away, but 7 Jesu does not care. We know that treasures can be found in the depths of water. Bounty Hunter. He's cosplaying a pirate. Speaking of pirates, the new One Piece live action movie will be coming out. I just don't see anime live action movies being that great. Morphling, he goes way from to the side. They see him, but the help is gonna be coming from whom though? Till the end, comes over just to see his Morphling die. And the Storm, thinking about going for Nestor. Doesn't have that much mana, but does have the haste. Omid Slash used immediately. Mirage will be able to run himself away with the haste expiring. He needs to be very, very careful. The Juggernaut is still alive and healthy and kicking or slashing, however he wanted. Mirage needs to run away with the shield crash not connecting. He might be able to live. Nice flame break as well, but Race is going to be having another round of spells very soon. He misses on it. Ooh, no, you can't do that, Erase. He probably would have been able to get the kill if he had connected it, but he did not. They will get the tower. That's going to be the first tower of the game for Sibe. As now they have a track as well. So Team Sexy are gonna have to be very, very careful about giving away kills to Sibe.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower
Storm is in a smoke, so you want to catch Sibe on the retreat when they're dispersing. They've already taken a tower. That's the idea. You need pickoffs if you are if you're Team Sexy. That's why this lineup of Sibe is so good, because yeah, you might not be great at team fighting, but if it's pickoff versus pickoff, not good for you. Yeah, this is a very dead coddle. 9 class is not getting out of this one alive. They give the kill to Erase. It's Mirage. You will be needing to zip yourself out if you want to live. The Hurricane will bring him back inside of a Storm. There's gonna be strong winds as well as Nest Sphere gonna be targeted. They use the lasso, but they're right clicks. They actually hurt. There will be an ulti from the Chen. It will be enough for Team Sexy to decide it is time to just run yourself away. They tried their best to finish off the Juggernaut, but the hand of God a little bit too powerful in terms of keeping him alive. The lane tower will fall. Will be Velor left all on his own lonesome. Will be going down as Mirage. Doesn't have that much mana left. He's probably not gonna have his life left either. Goes to the side there, and they see him clearly. Erase is thinking about it. He's thinking, but he decides that he will be running away. Tail between his legs. Erase didn't have the guts to continue moving forward. That would have been a big kill if the Storm had died. He's on a mega kill streak. Actually, on an unstoppable kill streak. Yeah. Odds from EGB are not the same as the as the Dota Plus there. Dota Plus is heavily favoring Sibei's lineup, and for a good reason. It is a really good lineup, but you still need to play it well. Mirage coming over. He's going to be doing a ton of damage to the Visage. He will be resummoning his burst just to make sure the Storm cannot move. The mana given away. Storm is going to continue with the damage, and the Morphling comes over to finish off Kloster Kruto, who has been escaping him for a very long time. Team Sexy, they just want to continue with the aggression. Fight, fight, fight all the time is going to be the name of the game for them. That's not allowing Nesfear to farm quite a lot. He doesn't have the Battle Fury just yet, but it should be coming out in no time, as he will be finishing off the recipe right now. They want the birds dead. To get the birds dead right now, there's going to be some time before he can resummon them. Will be a lasso onto the Pangolier, pulled in again, trying to finish him off. Velor, he was still alive, and really the heals are insane coming out from Sibei. 7 Jesu waiting for anybody to come over. Oh yes, Velor, I did want to kill. They will use the dust unnecessarily because that bounty was already dead. 7 Jesu is gonna get his mana returned, his spells as well there with the chakra magic, but going onto those creeps gonna be a little bit too tough. Nefrit, he has the Aghanim Scepter, so you can steer the drums. Boom baba, boom baba. He is a big player there. We'll see if Sibei are gonna care about those. And do I like the sound of drums of war? It reminds me of the old Warcraft days. Has the core? He's being stacked up by the bat a bit, but overall it's not really a hero to go for. They have the Hand of God again. Cooldown on Hand of God 150. It's really a huge cooldown.
Middle tower is under attack.
7 just going for Manta. Team Sexy going for a smoke. Rolling Thunder will be used. The race immediately roared up, and the physical damage is insane. They also forced out the Hand of God, which is quite huge as the core. You tried to save your buddy, but who's saving you? Killing these healers always feels so good. He does have a mech, not going to be helping him, and now the entirety of his army dies. When you don't have a general, the army is just easy pickings here for Team Sexy. They get 2 kills without any kind of response from the enemies, and immediately walk into the Roche pit. Roche, for Team Sexy, is very important. Not because their lineup needs it so much, but taking it away from Sibei is great, and it will give you the confidence to go for more kills without being afraid of giving too much to the enemy. That is huge. Right, you have this lineup of Sibei, that want to be together, they want to be going from objective to objective, and you do not allow them to get Roche. It's just insane. Usually the Roche is the place where Sibei would be forcing Team Sexy to fight that. Now you don't have it for at least 8 minutes, but for 5 you're going to be needing to deal with an Aegis Storm. He steals 1 bounty there from the Storm. He's going to be tracked. You still give away track kills even when it's just the Aegis. So right off the bat he's going to be losing that one. Still going for a kill. They want to kill Velor first. No vision, so it'll be fine. Race gonna be coming in. Mirage dodges the Rolling Thunder. They're gonna be slowed down, and in the end they will be losing till the end. That's gonna be 2 track kills, so quite a lot of gold into the hands of Sibei. Unnecessary aggression coming out from Team Sexy. This could have been used as a farming Aegis, but they got greedy, killing the Juggernaut a little bit too tough, especially without the roar, and Beastmaster was nowhere in the vicinity. The win probability is now at 50%. Dota Plus starting to doubt Sibei slightly. Juggernaut is really farming well. He's not on par with the Morphling, but with the Battle Fury, he should be getting ahead of him at some point. I think the Morphling, though, will go for an Aghanim Scepter, which is a big hit to the damage output of the Juggernaut. And you're not really a hero that wants to buy Lincoln's. Yes, this is the Rower, Lasso, the Morph, it's gonna be great, but this doesn't feel right. The Jug. You want that Butterfly as your 3rd item, get level 20 as soon as possible. Maybe a Scotty in this game, but Lincoln's... Oh, it's a good Lincoln's game. Yep. That's a dead Coddle. Keep himself alive, dodges everything. The heals are coming through, not gonna be enough. Last onto the Pango, won't change anything. Race isn't really taking all that much damage. He'll get himself away from the fire. He will not burn to death. As the Beastmaster now has a Blink Dagger. I really don't like they don't have any aura items. How are you ever gonna fight? Like versus the Familiars, versus the Rolling Thunder, Healing Ward, and the units from the Chen. Like without any auras, you actually do not stand a chance. The enemies are just gonna stand there and never die. Storm finds Aztec Core, and we are not going to be finding him any longer. They have enough damage to finish him off. The healing ward gets taken down, and the roar onto the Juggernaut. He gets the spin off. That's going to be huge. Let's see if they can finish him off. He does have the Omni Slash if he wants to use it. Thinking about it, taking a lot of damage. Nesphere, you need to use it now. There's going to be a big Omni Slash there. 7 Jesu dropping low as well till the end, still alive, and they finish off Nesphere without losing anybody. Now 7 Jesu will be turning into this Visage, just doing so much damage to him, dealing with the familiars as well, giving themselves some extra gold as the only casualty award here in favor of Sibe will be the Storm Spirit that they do bring down there. Wasn't on the screen at the moment. The Pango and the bounty hunter did manage to finally bring down the Storm. That's gonna be an 8 kill streak that goes their way. So definitely a nice influx of gold, especially counting in the track kill. But still, it is it does not feel good losing 3 of your heroes, especially because that Batrider didn't die. Imagine how the Visage and the Juggernaut feel when a Batrider, a position 5 Batrider, just runs into them and they cannot finish him off with both the Omni Slash and the Familiars being active, and you are just helpless.
Я не бот. Я не bot.
So we are gonna have some pauses, some delays here, but we will be coming into the game in no time. As Velor, he needs to be very, very careful about what he does. Being so low, you easily get taken down. Even with the enemies not seeing you, just using the wild axes over you to farm could be meaning death. Seven Jesu. And we'll be getting an Aghanim Scepter. Pango wants one as well. Morphling is getting close to it. So there's a Pango as a universal hero, Chen as a universal hero. There's a Visage as one as well. But I think you're turning into the Juggernaut. Taking away 70 attack speed, 20% agility is just too much. It's so much. And the Juggernaut's Omni Slash does rely on the attack speed so heavily. You do want that as a Morphling for sure. Just take it away. Also have it for yourself.
Under attack.
Lord Crest is done for the bat. The other side, Chen will have his fairly soon as well.
Are scanning.
Oh, that's gonna be pretty big, but Team Sexy are coming over for a fight. There is a Chen ulti, no Omni Slash at the moment, but good position for Sibe. So this is a hard fight to run into, especially with the Firefly already being used. Trying to lasso till the end. He'll decide not to do it. That was a very dangerous attempt there. Sibe will get pushed back slightly, but they will still hold their position for a good reason. It's a good one. They're now coming into the fight again. They know that the Morphling's Manta was already used, and they understand just how much of a strength decrease that is for the enemy team. But the Morphling's Aghanim Scepter is a big strength boost. Not gonna be able to use it now. If it will get used, it will be killing the siege creep. They do not defend it, even though they did have the units maybe to do so. Bat caught. Oh, did you go too deep? He turns into the Pango and just destroys him. Erase is dead. The lasso was used. He's just going forward. He didn't turn into the Juggernaut. He turned into the Pango and just annihilated him. 7 Jesu turns into the Pango again. Just does way too much damage. This is a disaster for the side of Sibe. This was the time that they should have felt stronger. They should have been stronger, but they definitely were not. And 7 Jesu, he shows them how the Pango is used. All of his spells, none of them missed. So much damage, and in the end annihilated his opponents. The Morphling did more damage than all the other 9 heroes combined. No one even comes close. Okay, maybe it's close actually. 2,000 on the other side and 2,000 on the Dutch. Morphling and the other 9 did the same amount of damage. He just destroyed him. They went in on the bat and the Morphling was ready. Instant morph into the Pango. You take away 40% of his stats. That makes him like a bit of a tougher creep to kill, right? During the last, you're gonna have more than enough damage to finish him off because the Morphling is a pretty high damage dealing hero. The Juggernaut now wants to go for a Diffusal Blade. He went for an SNY, so it's not a Manta Diffusal. I'm not sure about it. Valor. Let's get a track on Mirage. He jumps forward on the high ground. He's playing with his enemies a little bit, though. Maybe he's just playing with his own life. The familiar resummon is there, but they're gonna go and roar onto that bird. The Omnislash gonna be coming through this Juggernaut. He's not playing around. He's chopping them down. But for now, nobody will die. Till the end, will be taken down. And Nefrit shouldn't be able to get out of this one alive. Without your Morphling, you're just not that strong. And they thought they had a fight on the other side of the map, but they're going to be finding out fairly soon that they're wrong. Race chasing on the 9th class, really putting down the Illuminate. He wants that heal to come forward, and the Race, he's not done chasing. We'll get the slowdown. He does have a Diffusal Blade, and that should be another casualty of war here. Team Sexy, they're going to be regretting their choice to come forward. And 9th class gets taken down by Nesphere. Very optimistic approach. Now they should understand that their Morphling is the one that is carrying this game. He's the one that is doing the damage. He's the one that needs to bring people down. Storm can maybe go for pickoffs, but when there's 5 heroes, the Storm just cannot do that much with all of the heals that Sibe have at their disposal. Morphling will have a Scotty. Once you have the Scotty, it's a big deal. 5 times odds in favor of Team Sexy for a good reason. They are ahead. The win probability is in their favor as well. There's still a chance for Sibe, but they had more chance before, right? Before that big fight happened, Mirage will be taken down. Who has the Orchid? It is the Bounty Hunter that has the Orchid. And Storm really needs that BKB, but it will take some time for him to get it. That's gonna be another death. Sibe, they get themselves a nice pick off. Storm, he has had an 8-0 score. Now he's 9-2. These greeds not going for a BKB early on Storm Spirits is something we're gonna be needing to get to think about. The Pango gets gone on. Lasso is taking a ton of damage. Race will still live. He does get the shield crash off, which means that he's not going to be taking that much damage. 7 Jesu turns around to fight. Class Nakruto is dead. Turns into the Pango. Once again, the Swashbuckle dodged by a Blink Dagger. Race gets himself out as the core thinks he can run. Not going to be happening. Actually, the Morphling didn't go for the Adaptive Strike. He went for damage. He thought he had it, and he was very much wrong. So in the end, it is only going to be Class Nakruto that loses his life. But again, showing that once 7 Jesu joins the fray, that you really don't have much chances in terms of fighting your enemies. The Juggernaut went for a Diffusal, and he wants the Moon Shard as well. So he just wants to be able to do as much damage as possible. Storm is looking very much dead here. Even if with the Omnislash just being unlucky, and he gets himself out. Now the Morphling will be coming in, doing so much damage. He wants to finish off Valor first, and doing enough. Is it gonna be with the Adaptive Strike? More than enough damage coming in from 7 Jesu, who's now 7-1. A wicked 6 streak for him. Luckily for Sibe, the Raze did get out, but luckily for Sexy, the Storm does live as well. Beastmaster is level 18, level 3 Roar, 9-second BKB. He is a boss. He is going to be super powerful in this one. Actually, the second in terms of net worth. Sexy, they want the Roche. They understand that Storm needs some kind of protection until he gets a BKB. So either it's the Aegis or the Cheese. We'll see how they spread it between them. But it would be very dangerous not to give anything to 7 Jesu right now. That Solar Crest, when it's used on the Morphling, that attack speed is insane. You have the Inner Beast Aura, 45. You do have the Solar Crest, 70 attack speed. Imagine if you turn into the Juggernaut. Even if he turns into the Pango, the stats itself are quite strong. And he gets himself the Aegis as the Storm is farming. Working towards that BKB. Raj. If he continues farming this effectively, he will have that BKB in no time. As Sibe, they're coming over to fight. But Team Sexy, they're coming over to kill. They will use the dust. Not going to be finding anybody just yet. The Bounty Hunter a little bit too far away from there. As Nefrit coming in, he will get tracked. Clearly, it's going to be a nice vision from Sibe. They found the Juggernaut, though. Will immediately be given the Soul Crest. They're trying to finish off Azakor. He's dead. No Hand of God for you. The Healing Word was already used. He's not going to have that. They're going to use the dust. Beastmaster needs to go for a BKB. The roar onto the Pango. The force staff will be keeping him alive. Now they turn it on onto the Pango, who's not taking all that much damage. The shield crash was still active, but with the last they should be able to finish him off. There's another shield crash, not enough to keep him alive. Mirage gets himself a double kill. Nesphere, his Omni Slash was already used. He won't be able to do anything to the enemies, and it might be time for the Juggernaut to run as well. The storm is coming in. There is going to be a spin TP, and Nesphere not going to be going down. Turned into him from 7 Jesu, making sure that the Juggernaut just doesn't have enough damage to do anything during his Omni Slash. And Velor, he gets the silence on the storm. No problem, no problem. You know, the dog that barks doesn't bite, but this storm doesn't speak, but definitely packs a punch. In the end, it's going to be Nefre that cuts down Velor, making sure that Sibe lose 4 of their heroes, whilst Team Sexy, they've only lost the 1, and again, is their position 5. Sure, he's more farmed than a Coddle, but it is a small price to pay, a very small price to pay to win a fight so convincingly. Not losing the Aegis, not losing the cheese, still being pretty capable of fighting as Juggernaut understands, I need that butterfly. The Moon Shard isn't an option, but even a butterfly at this point, would it even be enough? The only thing going for Sibe is that their supports are farmed, but then that just means that this gold lead, it could be even looked at as being more at the moment, if we are just going based off of cores. Storm finds an illusion rune. Your silence now is not going to be working out that well. They give him the gem so he can know where the bounty is. If he gets on top of the bounty, you kill the bounty. You don't really have enough to keep the storm in check and kill him. And especially now with the BKB being up, even with the bounty alive, if you don't kill him during the stuns of the familiars and the rolling thunder, he's gonna live. Poor Chen. Nefrit finds him. Nefrit screams. You might get the creeps into your religion or whatever, but this guy, he tames them with sheer force. There's Mirage, there's Velor, everywhere on the map, they're able to find something, and the Morphling, he doesn't even care that his teammates are not there. He just walks into the base. We talked about the supports of Sibe being farmed. Well, they're not really going to be able to do anything if they're dead, and with those 2 deaths, now they're not going to be so farmed compared to the supports of Team Sexy. The Swashbuckle trying to disarm the Morphling. He really much does not care. Has the Manta to remove it immediately. He's going to have the Satanic fairly soon, especially once the tower falls. No lucky shots at all. Never lucky here from the Pango. And that's going to be a tower dead. So the glyph does refresh from the last time in this game. Again, the Swashbuckle doesn't get the disarm. 7 Jesu. Like, I like to get his fortune cookies, to be honest, because this is just ridiculous. He'll turn into the Pango, he'll get even more stats than he already has, morphing a little bit into strength, and with the Beastmaster in the vicinity, he's gonna have the attack speed necessary. Finally, he will get disarmed there. And annoyed roar onto the Juggernaut. They're trying to finish him out. There's gonna be a Hand of God. He's gonna live through this one, even with the lasso being used. That's a little bit too aggressive. They'll pull him in right now, trying to finish him off, and they will. Barely, but he dies throughout the whole spin. They were keeping him in place. He doesn't want to buy back. If he buys back, it's gonna be a disaster. But the Pango is dying. All of your heroes are dying. We needed you earlier, Juggernaut. We needed you to carry us, but his shoulders, his back, they were not strong enough. They got broken. The Illuminate is gonna be coming through. You're gonna see the light, but not from your god, but from our keeper. And that is gonna be the GG being called with Sibe losing another one. They will survive for longer than an hour in a series here between Sexy, but pretty much barely. First game 30 minutes and a couple of seconds. The second one 31 minutes and 6 seconds. Team Sexy, they show Sibe they never stood a chance, and that was definitely the case. Even with a cool draft like this, Sibe were just not a match. Team Sexy, who proved to be a much better team today. That's gonna be our first series of the day, but guys, do not despair. Even though this one was a 2-0, we have two more that are that might actually go all the way, that might go into 3 games. The next one a little bit tougher because Navi versus Matryoshka. Navi are coming in as the heavy favorites. They have only lost 1 game so far in the Eastern European DPC, but Moneymakers versus Navi Junior, the one that we're gonna be ending the day with. That might be the most interesting one. I'm not gonna be there for that one, but I'm gonna be here for the next one, and I'm gonna be joined by my wonderful colleague Rob. So both me and him are gonna be bringing you the action of the second best of 3 of the day, Navi versus Matryoshka, in an hour and 15 minutes. Be sure to be there because the Dota will be awesome.